Exercise is one of the hardest habits to be consistent with for most people. So if it's something that you struggle with, you are not alone. I would say out of all of the applications we get for our one-on-one coaching program, at least 70 to 80% of them list exercise frequency as something that they want to work on within Alliance Coaching. And I'm not immune to this either. Before 2017 or so, I was perpetually on this loop of working out consistently and then losing it and falling off the wagon, and then working out consistently again for a couple of weeks and then losing it and falling off the wagon. And I was so freaking frustrated by the lack of progress that I was seeing in the gym because of that issue. But in 2017, something changed, and I decided to embark on the journey to become Dr. Karin Nordin, PhD. So if you don't know what that means, it means that I enrolled in a 4-year-long doctoral program. I spent 4 years researching things like habit formation, mindset science, and how we actually change our behavior. By the way, that's what I do on this channel. I bring you the real science behind self-help. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if that's something that you're interested in. But while I was learning and researching and doing all this lab work, I was also trying to take the techniques that I was learning and apply them to my own life. And that fall of 2017, after I started that doctoral program, was one of the moments where I feel like I had the most workout consistency I ever have. I was in the gym 5 days a week and I felt so freaking good. And that skill that I had developed really snowballed over the years to the point where last year I worked out frequently enough in order to actually compete at a powerlifting meet at the end of the year. In this video, we are going to talk about workout consistency, but we are specifically going to talk about 3 things that I see tons in our clients that you might be doing that are sabotaging your ability to get to the gym on a regular basis. Okay, the number one mistake that I see with people who are trying to go to the gym more frequently and aren't able to get it done is that their definition of consistency is too rigid. Oftentimes when we think of consistency, specifically workout consistency, we imagine working out specific days every week. So maybe it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. before work at the gym, doing the same workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then repeating again the next week over and over and over again. And what I see happen is that when Monday rolls around and you all of a sudden have a dentist appointment at 9 a.m. and you can't make it to that first workout, you don't replace it somewhere else. And you think to yourself, that's it, I'm screwed, I'm no longer being consistent. Because you have so much mind drama wrapped up in the consistency piece, you're unwilling to be flexible. And so you're struggling to develop a cognitive skill that's actually called cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is our ability to adapt and change with our circumstances and still get to the end result that you want. Here's a little quiz question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how able are you or how willing are you to do a 15-minute walk if that 45-minute strength training workout you planned didn't go the right way? I want you to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in the comments. And that is your current cognitive flexibility score. Now, cognitive flexibility isn't a skill you can develop overnight, and it's a skill that takes time, practice, and very strategic exercises in order to increase. However, you can start with this one. For 1 week, try to work out as messily as possible. Do it in the evening, right before you go to bed, even though you hate working out during that time. Take a 5 or 4 or 3-minute walk instead of doing those 30 minutes of running you were supposed to do. Be as messy and imperfect as possible for a week and let your brain hate it and react and see how that goes. All right, let's talk about point number 2, which is that you're not effectively using implementation intentions. If you don't know what an implementation intention is, it's a really, really well-researched tool that helps us anticipate obstacles and set up a plan for getting things done. Essentially, what we're doing when we write an implementation intention is we are telling ourselves, hey, something probably is gonna go wrong and that's okay. If it does, I have a plan. Now, the mistake I see people make is instead of writing implementation intentions or using other evidence-based cognitive tools, people just cross their fingers and they hope that next week will be better. Newsflash, there's no such thing as the perfect week. And if you're one of those people who's waiting for all of the dice to line up in order to get those 4 workouts in, you are never, ever, ever gonna get there. You're gonna be waiting forever. You're gonna be waiting forever. So I wanna ask you, when was the last time you sat down at the beginning of your week and actually anticipated the obstacles that could come up? Rain, emotions, workout resistance, planning issues, and actually created ahead of time a response. If you're a person who's really struggling to plan and anticipate obstacles, you might want to check out Change Academy. Change Academy is my monthly membership that is specific for self-help nerds like you who really want to learn the actual science. It's for people who don't want to follow someone's arbitrary structure, don't want to replicate what you've seen on social media that's not going to work for your life. And it's for someone who's actually ready to get nitty-gritty, learn what actually makes us change, and apply it in their own life. And our theme this month is how to become a frequent exerciser. So we're going to be going in depth on how to actually create implementation intentions, how to write them properly, because most people who come to me from reading self-help books about them are not writing them correctly, and also how to use them as effective tools and actually follow that implementation intention plan. All right, let's move to point number 3, which is all about you mistaking the source of your resistance. One of the things I see very, very commonly in the general population is that people are not paying enough attention to your own thoughts. You're getting derailed from going to the gym, but you don't actually have an awareness as to why. Instead, what you think is, I'm not motivated, or I just don't want to. Both of those sentences, if you're a person who's saying those things, indicate that you don't have enough awareness of what the actual obstacle might be. So let me ask you, when you're sitting on the couch, scrolling away, and you don't want to get up and go for that run, is it really the run that you're resisting? Or is it stopping the scroll? Or is it putting on your workout pants? Or is it figuring out what route you're going to take in order to feel safe? Recently, I applied some of the techniques that we learn in Change Academy to my own life because, of course, I get the research ahead of time. And what I realized was that one of the biggest blocks for me in terms of working out is actually getting out of my pajamas and into my workout clothes. So what did I do? I simply pack my workout clothes into my duffel bag, into my gym bag, and then I just grab it and I go to the gym in a pair of pajamas with sweatpants over it. For some reason, this makes it so much easier to get out the door. And this is just one example of how when you identify the correct obstacle, that resistance is going to significantly dissipate. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Karin, I do have a motivation problem. I'm just not motivated to work out. And if you're saying that sentence, you probably have a little bit of a misunderstanding about how motivation actually works scientifically. Don't worry. Most of the general population does. I'm gonna link a previous video that I did that's all about how to actually motivate yourself according to scientific techniques. So give that a watch if motivation is something that you wanna learn more about. In the meantime, let me know if any of these obstacles being revealed, tips or tricks helped you out. And stay tuned next week because I've got a video coming that's specifically about how to fit a workout into your routine and the very best time of day you should work out.